Hello everybody, welcome to today's live stream. Super excited that you're all here today, and today is really quite an interesting topic that we're going to be talking about today. We are going to be diving into talking about something that I think is an essential element to really growing your channel, and something that a lot of people don't spend enough time on, and that is our thumbnails and our titles. And I'm going to kind of share some of my experiences, what I've gone through, what this channel's gone through over the last little while, and why I've really come to this conclusion that it is one of the most important things for you to work on as a content creator to get your channel to really grow. We're going to talk about, my challenges and struggles. I'm sure you guys have lots of challenges and struggles as to things you've faced, why things have been the way that they are. We're also going to be diving in live to look at some channels that are doing amazing jobs with their titles and thumbnails. Specifically, I want us to look today at Mr. Beast, because if there's one YouTuber that we should all learn from and watch and listen to on how to make an amazing channel and super successful, it's Mr. Beast. He nailed this formula a few years ago, and we're going to kind of dive into that as well. We are going to have a few live channel reviews today as well, because I know that that's something that a lot of people want as well. There's several people last week that I had promised them to. If they showed up this week, they would get them. So Sandy Patrol, I didn't forget about you. And Frank, we're going to do yours as well. I know Michael was another one, although I don't know if Michael will be here this week, but we will see in time. But I just want to welcome everybody in and say thank you so much for spending your time with me on this lovely Sunday. Well, here in Prince Edward Island, it's a little bit chilly and icky and rainy, but it's still all in how you look at things, right? And that's what I want us to be as a community and as content creators, is to look at our stuff positively and be proactive and positive about these things, because there are a lot of things we can get down about and be negative about, but that's not going to help us develop our content, right? So we are going to be diving into looking at some live channel reviews as well today, probably one within the first half hour or so, and a couple towards the end. So if you're just coming in watching the replay, for anyone coming in and watching this replay after, I want to just say thank you so much for coming as well, and welcome to you all as well. Last week's live, guys, was great, and it's the first live stream that in the first week it was out, because it was last Sunday, it actually surpassed 200 views for me in the week, which I was super happy to see, because I didn't expect that. So that was really nice. Now, mind you, what we're talking about today with the titles and the thumbnails plays such a significant role, and I'm going to kind of talk about some examples of how to really up our game with that. So I just would like to kind of take a look at the chat log here as people are coming in, and just welcome some people. I know that Alexia was waiting for me quite a while before the stream started. So Alexia, it's great to see you. Welcome. Super excited you're here. And I know it's late for you, so I appreciate you taking the time to come and hang out with everybody and listen and watch. Tyler, my good pal Tyler from Teach Me Golding. Tyler was here 23 minutes before as well. So Tyler, thanks, dude. It's awesome to have you here. Tyler's one of my good pals I talk to about a lot of YouTube related things, and he's kind of my, like Nick Nimmin and Brian G have each other. Tyler's kind of one of my few people that I have that with, and it's really nice to be able to bounce ideas off each other all the time, and it's great because we don't get sick of it. So we could send tons of messages, and it's really nice to do and have. So Frank, of course, Frank is a longtime supporter of the channel. Frank, it's great to see you, my friend. We're gonna take a look at your channel today for sure. Sandy Patrol, welcome, my friend. Glad you're here again. It's great to see you. CJ, my friend, the Bald Gamer. CJ's a great friend of mine as well, and a great supporter of the channel. CJ, welcome. And Amica, great to see that you're here. I'm really glad you're here, because I know the last couple weeks you tried to get here, and then there was issues and struggles that you had, and you couldn't be here. So I'm really glad you're here today. 𝗕𝗦𝗕𝗃 asked me a question the other day in my video the other day. Oh, something just fell over here. All right, that was interesting. My green screen just started shaking. But the question she had asked me, and this is something like really related to today's topic, was she had asked me in my short video last Wednesday why I was only making really short videos, and I kind of detected almost a note of disappointment. And that's totally fine, because I take all those things and I go, yeah, I'm not delivering on the content that my viewers want. So what I want to say first is I have now, after a lot of reflection and a lot of time, months of testing out other formats. So you notice there was a switch between kind of my older style content, and then I tried like kind of podcast style where, that's what this live stream is for. It's sit down, talk, hang out, discuss, right? But in a regular video, my viewers don't want that. So what I noticed was kind of this steady decline going down of the amount of engagement and comments and the views. It's been kind of on the downward trend for me for a while, and I was racking my brain for a few months trying to really figure it out. And then it's kind of like I had this epiphany where all of a sudden I was like, Tim, you idiot, you're not making videos people want to see. And it suddenly dawned on me that I'd been really, really lazy with my titles, my tags, my descriptions, all of that, all the stuff that I tell people is really important, and I hadn't been doing it. And so I'm committing to you guys now. So the reason, 𝗕𝗦𝗕𝗃, that I had a few short videos left was I needed to have a bit of filler for the last few weeks, because I've actually been working on really, really good content. I've been working on making awesome videos for everybody. It's in my old style, so it's going to be the energetic, it's going to be kind of the left, center, right, and the really chopping back and forth with the high energy, and the close-ups and the further out shots, zooming in, zooming out, but with way better editing than I ever did before. So now I've really learned a lot about better editing. And I'm going to be delivering content that people want to see, as well as I'm going to be working really hard on my titles, my tags, my descriptions, because I really want my channel to grow. And honestly, like, I had to do a lot of inner reflection and recognize that the last probably 4 to 6 months, my channel has been basically almost stagnant, like very little growth. Or I gained a few and lost a few and gained a few and lost a few consistently for months. And I haven't been delivering on what I need to. So that's kind of, my thing today, that the reason I wanted to talk so much about thumbnails and titles today, because this is something that all of us need to work on to continue to improve. We need to make our videos better. We need to improve on our editing skills. We need to improve on all those things constantly. And so that's the main focus of today. Now, that being said, there are lots of other variables that go into making content that people want to see. There's tons of things, right? And we're going to talk about that. Like, for example, you could have an amazing looking thumbnail, right? You could be like the master of thumbnails and get people to click. But if you make really bad clickbaity videos where you don't actually deliver on what you promised, you're going to have a really poor retention, and you're going to have a lot of angry people. You're going to attract a lot of trolls and haters to your channel, right? So you need to deliver. Now, there's nothing wrong with clickbait. Clickbait can actually be really good. And one person that does this extremely well is my friend Ethan over on his channel. He does an amazing job with his titles and thumbnails. They are really, really well done. He does his research, and he really nails those titles. He makes you want to click, and then, he gives you good information. He gives you information that delivers on what he was saying in the title and showing you in the thumbnail. So we're going to dive into Mr. Beast's channel in a few minutes and kind of take a look at some of those examples of amazing thumbnails, and we're going to talk about that. If there's a content creator you want us to look at today, please just drop it in the live chat. Let me know. Maybe there's someone you want to specifically look at, and we can go take a look at their content as well. I really appreciate the feedback from everybody. I just want to welcome a few more people. John Disk, welcome, my friend. Really glad you're here. John said, I suck at making thumbnails, so I'll be here listening closely. Well, we all suck at certain things, John, so don't be down on yourself about it. But that's the thing, right? We're all learning and we're all growing together. The other thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to take us live to Canva. Now, Canva is what I use to make thumbnails, and I'm going to show you some examples of little things you can do to really enhance the look of your thumbnails and create kind of this intrigue or mystery that could get people to really click. And we're going to kind of go through some of that. Now, you can do the same thing. A lot of people use Adobe Photoshop, right? I don't use Photoshop because it's just too expensive for me and it's a bit overkill. But I have a Canva Pro account, and that's what I use. However, you do not have to have the Pro account. You can do a lot of the same stuff in Canva, the free version, with a few workarounds, like a few extra websites that you can do. It's a few extra steps, but you can still do a lot of the same things if you don't want to pay for the Canva Pro. The reason I do Canva Pro is because you get access to their full range of features right in sight. They have my favorite thing is the background remover, so I can take my photo, I can remove the background, and then it's just me. So when you see my thumbnails with my image, that's the background remover. And I'm going to show you a couple of neat little behind the scenes tactics I use to kind of make the thumbnail just look really good. I spent a long time working on my style, and I spent hours and hours and hours coming up with something I was happy with and testing and experimenting. So I highly encourage all of you to do the same thing. If you don't have Canva, or you're using something more basic, try Canva out. It's really an incredibly powerful tool, even the free version. And I used the free version for my stuff for the first year, and even a lot of my new thumbnails I made several of them without the Pro version, and then I was like, you know what, this is so awesome, I want to get the Pro version. We're going to definitely talk about that as well. Just Anubis, welcome, my friend. Glad to see new people in the stream here. It's really cool week by week that we're seeing more people. We're seeing new people come in. And Just is asking, what do I do for a living? I actually work for a really cool company on Prince Edward Island here. And the company I work for is a renovation company, and it's a great place to be. Awesome coworkers, awesome boss. So that's kind of my main living. I do a lot of the financial stuff and the bookkeeping and whatnot. And Andre Glenn, welcome again, my friend. Super happy to see you here. Again, Amica, great to see you. We've got Frantic Dude watching from the Philippines. Welcome, my friend. I'm super happy to see new people in here. YouTube must be pushing this out to people. That's great. And it's really nice to see new people in that I haven't seen before. If you are new here, join the channel. Come and join us. We have a Facebook group as well, Make Your Mark on Facebook, and it's the channel's just called Make Your Mark, and it's a great place to be. There's awesome people in there. We're a small community, but very supportive people, and we're growing. And that's the whole point of this, is to continue to help all of you guys create better content as we go. And so please, any questions you have, drop in your questions in the live chat as we go. And, I'm always happy to answer questions as we go. Sandy saying, I also use Canva. It's great for thumbnails. Yeah, it really is an awesome tool. And even the free version is pretty amazing. And Tyler saying, I've been watching Mr. Beast like crazy this month, trying to learn from him. Absolutely, Tyler's spot on with that, because he is one of the best YouTubers on the planet and one of the best people to learn from. He knows his stuff so well, and he's tested so many things, and he's got the formula down, and he's had it down for years. I mean, if you go and look at all his videos for years, even back when his channel was a lot smaller, he was smashing out viral hit after viral hit after viral hit. And we're going to take a look actually at his channel in just a couple of minutes here and see maybe why. Like, what is it about his channel? What is it about his content? How did he do what he does? and he's replicated it on multiple channels. His gaming channel is like 17 million subscribers. He just hit 60 million subscribers on his main channel. And then he's, as far as I know, I've seen several other of his channels that are millions and millions of subscribers as well. And he's really created quite a little empire for himself. Well, huge empire, I'd say. Please let me know if you are, if you have questions, if you have comments as we go. Yeah, Amica's saying I'm no longer a new person. I don't think I said you were new this week, Amica, but if I did, no. Amica's been around now for a little bit, so. Spunky Boy, welcome, my friend. Spunky's a good pal. Spunky is a longtime supporter of the channel. Welcome, my friend. HKQ8Cuber. Hi, how are you doing, my friend? Great to see you. Definitely, if you guys want to chat in the live chat about off-topic questions too, go for it. I'm happy to let you guys chat as well. So what I want to do is I want to kind of just take a jump right into Mr. Beast's channel here. We're going to talk for a few minutes about some of his thumbnails, and then maybe what we could do after that is we'll jump in and do a live channel review. And I don't know who wants to be first. Sandy, Frank, you guys can decide. We'll definitely get to both of them today anyways. We'll get, and Spunky's saying you're getting more people in here. That's good. And it's funny, you say that, Spunky, because, I remember, watching a vidIQ video recently. And I remember Rob talking about the fact that when they started their live streams a few years ago, even though they had a fairly large channel at that time still, he said like they used to only get 15 or 20 or 30 people in, and they consistently week by week continued to do the live streams and provide value and information. And now, like a few years later, they're getting like 700, 800, 1,000 people in every single live stream. So, I don't know if that'll happen with this live stream, but my hope is that week by week, because this is about the 6th or 7th week we've been going now, my hope is that we will continue to grow, and we'll start to get maybe 20 or 30 people in consistently, and we'll keep growing to 50 and maybe eventually to 100, especially with my new content that's I'm really hoping is gonna start to really drive more people to the channel again. And I'm gonna really deliver value for you guys. Let's Frank is saying Mr. Beast understands 3-part story structure. Yeah, and that's a great point too, Frank. All of Mr. Beast's videos have a story, a beginning, a middle, and an end. He starts with such a snappy, quick snapshot of what the video is about, what's gonna happen, and you're like, I have to watch. And the story unfolds as you go, and then there's always kind of the middle, and then the what's gonna happen, and then the end part, it's resolved and somebody wins money or 10,000 or 100,000 or more. He had a video where he gave away $1 million, which was crazy. He's definitely the master at the storytelling, but he's also the master at all of the other elements that go into it, the emotional aspect, and how he knows how to create viral hits every single video. He hasn't had a video for the last few years that has not been a viral hit. Every single one of them is. That's a great point you shared, Frank. Frank is also saying consistency is king, and I agree with that. Based on my own experience with, taking time away for a while and then coming back, definitely it's been slow since that happened, and that's my own fault, right? If I'm preaching consistency to people, I need to do that myself, and not just consistency in posting, but consistency in delivering quality for your viewers. Think about it from your audience's perspective. If they're coming in and they're getting one video is this, and another video is this, and then this video, and then it's 3 weeks later, and then they get some random video, and then they get a week later another video, and it's totally different. They have no idea what to expect. And unless you're Mr. Beast or PewDiePie or one of these super big YouTubers, right, with millions of subscribers who are coming for that personality, it doesn't work. You can't do that as a small channel. And all of us as small channels, we have to approach things differently than you would on a big channel, right? A big channel is kind of a machine itself, and it becomes less and less important. A lot of the analytics and a lot of the metrics that we use as small YouTubers, it becomes less important because as a big channel, it's basically its own machine, and it just keeps rolling kind of regardless of what you do. That being said, you also don't want to totally change gears with a large audience and go to some. You don't want to be like someone at 500,000 subscribers who's doing, let's say a gamer, and then you decide, I don't like gaming anymore. I think I'm going to just make this a cooking channel. You will absolutely kill your channel because people came for your gaming, right? So CJ is saying, Tim, can other content creators tell their subscribers to come to your live stream so they all can help you get monetized? Yeah, absolutely, CJ, for sure. The more people in here, the better. The more, the merrier. Definitely, I love having as many people as possible in the stream. It's funny because I've gone back over the last few weeks and I've looked at it and I'm like, man, I see like 70 or 80 different names of people who've commented. I'm like, if we could only get everybody in one stream at one time, we'd have, like 70 or 80 people in here. That would be amazing. But yeah, you can absolutely share the video link. And if you have friends and family and you guys are on and you send them a message and say, here's the link, come join. Yeah, please. It's the more the merrier. The more people that want to learn and grow, the better. Lauren, welcome, my friend. I see your period mark there. Welcome. Great to see you. Really glad you're here. Alexi is saying to John, Casey already had a following, though he was already known. And yeah, that's another point. Casey Neistat already had a following. Same with Peter McKinnon. People think that Peter McKinnon's channel just magically blew up in a day or two, and that's not true at all. It took him years to get there, to get to where he was. It took him years to get to millions of subscribers. It wasn't just an overnight success. It seems that way because we don't see all of the behind the scenes and the effort, right? Like, let's say, for example, my prayer was answered, and let's say all of a sudden one of my videos went crazy viral and got 1 million views, and I picked up 50,000 new subscribers, right? And the next day everyone's like, oh man, he just blew up out of nowhere. Like, why does he deserve it? But they don't see that I've put in like a couple of years of hard work to get to that, right? So that's something we need to keep in mind as well as we go. Tyler is saying the video of his where he first gave the homeless guy $10,000. Nobody was doing anything like that, and the business was going to give him $5,000, and he was going to keep it in his pocket. Yeah, and it's funny, like, and that's just the point. Like, Mr. Beast, like 5 years ago, and let's remember, YouTube's still pretty young. Like CJ told me the other day, he's like, YouTube's a teenager, and it is. And Mr. Beast was doing stuff 5 years ago that nobody else had done or was doing or really has done since. Like, who wants to sit there and count and say PewDiePie 100,000 times? But he did it. Like, it's pretty insane. And he did a lot of other crazy stuff that, like, nobody was doing, but everyone was like, this is just genius. And he really is a genius YouTuber. Like, there's not really any other way to put it. He really is one of the best. Rumexa, welcome, my friend. Really glad to see you here. And Rumexa says, I struggle so hard with making clickable thumbnails. Well, that's why we're taking a look today at, we're doing a couple of live channel reviews today, Rumexa, and we're also going to be taking a look at Mr. Beast's channel and any other channels you guys would like to take a look at. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to learn about that stuff. No Brainer Languages, welcome, my friend. NBL is an old-time support of the channel. He said, great reminder tool YouTube has. I missed the first 20 minutes. That's okay, man. You're here now. And that's awesome. I'm really glad you're here. And Lauren is, saying, I marked where I joined. I just didn't want you to think I missed that little dot, Lauren. So Lewis, my friend, my good pal Lewis is here as well. Lewis just recently changed his channel name to 𝗦𝗨𝗕𝗦𝗕𝗓. You'll see him in the live chat. Hello, my friend. Great to see you. Really glad you're here as well. So, guys, let's jump over and take a look at Mr. Beast. Let's go through some of his stuff. Obviously, his recent stuff will be at the top. We'll scroll down and go back through some of his older stuff and talk about his thumbnails. And I want to know any questions you have. I want to know anything, any points you have as well. As well as after the live stream is over, make sure you come back in and leave comments and thoughts as well, because it helps to perpetuate the video getting pushed out to more and more people as well. So let's go take a look at Mr. Beast right now, and let's head on over to the browser window here. So I actually have myself set up this week down in the bottom left corner, so you guys can still see me talking rather than just a screen and whatnot. So I actually have Mr. Beast just punched in right at the top here. We're going to go to his channel. You can see he literally just hit 60 million subscribers, because I actually looked at his channel last night and it was 59.9. So he is one of the fastest growing YouTube channels around. It's pretty crazy how fast his channel grows month by month. It's at least 1 million subscribers plus per month. Well, I know it was 1 million a while ago. It's probably more than that now. Another couple years, and I'm sure he'll be as big as PewDiePie's channel. I don't know what that threshold cutoff is. PewDiePie's at 110 million, but he hit 100 million like quite a long while ago. So, obviously the growth slows down once your channel gets so large, right? Because it can only go to kind of a certain point, but 60 million subscribers is quite insane. So let's take a look right at his channel here. So first thing with Mr. Beast is, first of all, he's had the same logo for years, right? His branding is just, it's unmistakable, right? It's him. It's totally him. It's an expression of him. His channel art could be whatever at this point, and it doesn't really matter, because he could put in something funny, silly, ridiculous. It could look amazing. It could look just like this, which is really not a very good channel art. It doesn't matter, because it fits his branding and what he's been doing all the way along. Now, you'll notice first thing, right across the top, his recent uploads are just like, so colorful, so eye-catching. I have a video coming up in the next couple weeks that is all about thumbnails and titles as well. And this one here, with the snakes in it, that one actually used as an example in that video to explain why it's such a good thumbnail. And one of the biggest things is people kind of get too overwhelmed by their thumbnails, in the sense that they start to think of too many things. Like, we start to really overthink it. And, when we're overthinking it, then we start to be hard on ourselves, and we start to really start to have issues and problems. Like, the thumbnail could look really good, and then you're like, oh wait, I need to tweak that. Oh wait, no, I should do that. Oh no, wait, I need this. Oh no, wait, I need that. And before you know it, you've made it kind of into this mess, right? And some of the best thumbnails are exactly like Mr. Beast does here. If you just look at his on the screen, and let's actually go to his video list here, and you just look at his thumbnails, so many of them, I'd say like 95% of his thumbnails don't have any words in them. They're just an amazing looking thumbnail, and the expressions on his face and the expressions on other people's faces are one key element that can really draw people in. The other thing is, you have to look at the thumbnails and say, these are very unconventional. Like, the types of videos he makes are very unconventional, and they're not your average run-of-the-mill videos. Obviously, his channel makes a ton of money, and he can afford to make these incredibly wacky, fun videos, but he repeatedly has success with them, right? His thumbnails create this mystery, this intrigue, this like, oh, what is that? Like, and you look at the title, and the titles really match the thumbnails. A lot of his titles are very simple, but like they're so unconventional, and he combines a lot of numbers and dollar numbers and numbers with powerful words that just make you want to click. Like, it's crazy. You see it and you're like, I want to see what happens. Like, top right corner, selling houses for $1. Who sells houses for $1? Nobody except Mr. Beast. And, literally he has spent, I can't even imagine how many millions and millions and millions of dollars giving things away to people. And he has not only the incredible thumbnail, the incredible title, but he has the emotional side of things. He has that humanitarian side to him and his channel. And that's very attractive for a lot of people too. So let's see what some of your guys' comments and thoughts are on that. John says, if you're going to give away 10,000 and the video makes 20,000, it's just smart. And agreed. And I think sometimes like Mr. Beast probably is not making as much money or saving any money for himself. Like, he should be doing that. He should be looking at, okay, this video made me $1 million or $2 million. I need to bank a couple 100,000, but instead he's literally putting all of it and more back in. It's smart in terms of growing your channel, but not necessarily smart in terms of taking care of any of your long-term needs, right? So I think that, it's not the smartest to like you're saying, John, if you make 20,000 and then you spend 20,000, it's not smart, because, then, okay, maybe the next video is a little bigger and you get a little more, but then you spend that and there's nothing left for that kind of that rainy day scenario. It's great to see you too, Lewis. Thank you, my friend. Really glad you're here, man. Means a lot to me that you're here. Frank is saying, I tried to use no text in my thumbnails and it didn't work out as well. And yeah, and that's a great point you're sharing, Frank. I think in a lot of ways we have to look at, let me switch back over to this view. We have to look at, our niche, right? We need to look at our genre. We need to look at, what works for one channel may not work for ours, right? If you're doing like Frank's channel is technology and learning in technology, right? Maybe not having words is difficult for people to understand, especially if it was just like, say, a nice shot of you, Frank, sitting in front of a table or desk or something. People would be like, well, what on earth is this, right? And for a channel like mine, I think my thumbnails work better with a couple of words as well. One thing to remember, if you're using words, one key to really try to grow your channel is don't ever use the exact same title in your thumbnail. So if your title is like homemade pasta sauce, don't put in the thumbnail homemade pasta sauce. Put in something totally different, but that also conveys what people are going to get, because people are looking for that visual representation of kind of the thumbnail is like your story that you're going to tell, and the title is an extension of that. Like, so people always look at the thumbnail first and then look at the title, right? So if you look at Mr. Beast here, let's just switch back here. If you look at Mr. Beast, right, and you look over here, extreme $100,000 game of tag, right? Like, you're just looking at that going like, this is crazy. And you look at Chris like diving off of a roof with a ladder. You're like, that is an amazing thumbnail, right? And you're like, this is crazy. What is this going to be? And then you look, oh, it's one of his extreme games of tag, right? He's had, hide and seek challenges where he's given away a lot of money before too. And it's along the same lines of that. So it's quite a fun title, but like the thumbnail itself is just, it's brilliant. And the one next to that, would you sit in snakes for $10,000? It's a very basic title, but like the colorful aspect and the snake fangs sticking out, it's like you see that and you're like, this is crazy. I want to watch this. So it's really quite something. But you're right, Frank. For Mr. Beast, it totally works. And I think there's other channels I've seen like there's a lot of big gamers as well that I've seen that have, gaming is one of those areas where you don't have to have words in the thumbnails. You can create such morphed, wacky looking, weird looking, fun video game type thumbnails, colorful and bright. You don't need words. You just need a title that conveys something crazy, insane, wacky, weird, or fun. And so it will work for some channels and it won't work for others. I think for you, Frank, like you do need a description because it's technology. So people need to quickly look at the thumbnail and go, oh, this is going to be about this device or that software or whatever it happens to be. And Tyler is saying, look at his thumbnail with the box. Notice anything about my new video? Yeah, and Tyler's probably taking elements of what Mr. Beast is doing successfully, and that's what we all should be doing, guys. Every week, every time we make a new video, every time we're filming, every time we are making our content, and then we're going through our editing process, like we should always be looking at other YouTubers to inspire us and saying, okay, what are they doing? Why are they so successful with this and this and this? And how can I make my content better? And another thing I wanted to mention as well with your titles is this is something a lot of people don't know and don't really implement in their videos, but this is something that actually helps a lot with driving more views to your content, because YouTube can quickly discern what your video is about and put it out in front of the right audience. The first thing you should do before you make your video, and this is something I was guilty of for the last while because I was lazy with it, but now I'm back on track with it, and I'm going to be delivering awesome content and consistent content in this way. But the first thing you should do is you should think of your title for your video. So Tyler and I were talking about this the other day too, and how important it is. You should always think of your title first. Okay, get your idea for your video. I want to do this, I want to do this, and then get your title. Okay, spend some time doing some research, whether that is just going in and seeing what pops up in the in the search bar on YouTube. And let's actually just take a quick peek at that here, guys. So you see up on the screen, right, Mr. Beast. As you punch in Mr. Beast, you see all of the top search terms that come up under Mr. Beast. These are the things people are searching for with Mr. Beast, right? So Mr. Beast Shorts, Mr. Beast Interview, Mr. Beast Donating to Streamers, Mr. Beast House, so on and so on and so on, right? If you're making a video about Mr. Beast and you want to make something about him specifically, or a video, or maybe how he blew up his channel, or maybe something like that, you can use these specific keywords as tags and use them in your descriptions. But here's the key. When you start your video, you need to say the keyword and the title within the first 5 or 10 seconds of your video as well. And that helps because YouTube can listen to your entire video, and it uses the listening to also very quickly know what your video is about, and then it will push it out in front of the right audience, right? So as an example, let's say Mr. B Shorts, right? At the top here. So let's say you wanted to make a video on what Mr. Beast was doing with his shorts, or Mr. Beast Shorts, right? What type of shorts is he making? So you make a video, title is something like Mr. Beast Shorts. You want that included in your title, but you don't just want to put Mr. Beast Shorts because it's a super high competitive keyword as well. So let's say you decided to put a title like how Mr. Beast Shorts are making a huge impact on YouTube. And that way, you're getting several different amazing keywords within the title, and those are all different avenues. It's called view stacking, and I've done a video on that before where you can create several big keywords and target keywords to get your content in front of other crowds and in front of other audiences using just a couple of keywords, right? And some of the people who are the best at making those types of titles are able to take 2 or 3 of the terms that you see in the search here, and they are able to incorporate that into, it does take time and practice, but it's something that can really help drive traffic to your video and to your channel. Now, the reason you say it within, so let's say, for example, that was our title. You open up your title with, I'm going to show you exactly how Mr. Beach Shorts, Mr. B Shorts videos are making a huge impact on YouTube. You've now restated your title, and it's in the description, and that can really help YouTube very quickly navigate your content to the right people. So you see this on Ethan's channel. He is very good at creating these amazing titles and keywords. And you look at his videos, he's consistently getting 1,000 to 2,000 views on every video, 1,000 to 2,000 views. And he's been doing that for a long while. Some of them have done even better, you know. And then for me, look at my content. I've been lazy for the last 6 months with it. And you notice like most of my videos have only gotten, you know, 150, a couple hundred views, a couple hundred, 250 maybe. And it's because I've been super lazy with that. If I had been consistently delivering on that, I know that I would have had a lot more views by this point, and my channel would have grown. So this is why your titles and your thumbnails are such an important aspect to really nail. Let's just jump back over here, guys. We'll check the chat here and see what you guys have to share. Any questions or comments. A couple more people. History, welcome again, my friend. Really glad you're here again this week. We did a live channel review on History's channel last week. He was the first ever live channel review on this channel, and that was really fun to do. Frank from A&F Productions, welcome, my friend. Frank is all right, dude. That's okay. Is this live or fake? It's live, Frank. It's not pre-recorded at all, Frank. This is all just, yeah. Frank from A&F is saying, Tim, recognize me, Tim. I recognize you, Frank. Don't worry, buddy. I got you covered. And it's live, dude. We are live. Mistakes and all. If crazy things happen, that's okay. So John is asking, should your keywords and phrases be the words in the description and title? Yes, absolutely, John. You can, you want to have your title be keywords in the description, absolutely. And like I say at the start of your video, you want to say those same words within the first 5 or 10 seconds. Let's say, for example, so I'm doing that with all my content again. I used to do it, and if you look at my older content, I used to get a lot more views. So let's say I'm making a video on how to get subscribers, or how to get your first 1,000 subscribers. It's literally, my title is like, how to get your first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube today. And then it's in the description, and then when my video starts, I say, I'm going to show you exactly how to get your first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube today. And that really can help you to propel your content in front of the audience that it needs to be in. So it's a little secret that a lot of people don't realize, but when you say your title in your first few seconds of your video, it's quite powerful. And that's something that definitely I would highly recommend if people aren't doing, to start doing for sure. History is saying Belle Delphine with 2 million subs and only 3 videos is another one that's mind-blowing. Yeah. And you know what? For every content creator that something like that happens for, there are literally hundreds of thousands and millions of other subscribers that have been grinding for years and have never had that happen. I've come across a few channels before where I've seen that, where I'm like, man, they only have 5 videos and they've got like 1 million subscribers. And you're like, but what they're making is so unique and so like quirky and cool. It's like, you know, and then you see, you know, some channels that only put out, like, for example, History, his videos are so in depth, right? They're so well done. It takes him months to make one and produce one. But when they come out, like, they're really good and they do really well. And his channel has grown to like 28,000 subscribers on 7 videos, which is incredible. MBL saying to Frank, you've got very good subscription base and you've got great content. Yeah, and I agree. Frank's channel is really good. I've seen a few of Frank's videos, and they're really well done, Frank. You're doing a great job with all that stuff. Frank from ANF says, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I'm really glad to have all you guys here. It's pretty awesome just to get to come and spend time hanging out and going over tons of this stuff. It's really fun. Yeah, two Franks. I know Frank. And Lauren is asking, what do I think about Paddy Galloway's channel? Yeah, Lauren, Paddy's actually got a very interesting channel too, because he does a lot of analysis of other YouTubers and how they got to where they're at and their level of of success. He's made videos on a bunch of content creators who have grown very successful channels. And personally, I've watched some of his videos. I've found them to be very interesting. I don't have any issues with him at all. I think, and he's doing really well. I think his channel's up to about 230,000 subscribers now. I actually watched one of his videos a few days ago on Mr. Beast because I was kind of preparing myself a little bit for the live stream. And that video, which I think was only a year ago, he had 50,000 subscribers. And he was saying like, oh, if I could get 500 likes on this video, that would be great, guys. And he has like almost 300,000 likes on it now, because it was a really well done video and a really kind of good analysis of Mr. Beast and his channel. So it was really, really interesting to watch. But personally, I like Paddy Galloway. I think he's a good YouTuber, and History saying check out the channel Oversimplified. They have 4.6 million subscribers with 24 videos. Yeah, and I know exactly which channel you're talking about, History. So let's do that, guys. Let's go take a quick peek, and then we're going to jump in and do a live channel review for Frank or Sandy. But let's go take a peek here. Oversimplified is a really, really cool channel. It's like quite amazing. Because at first glance, when you look at it, you're looking at the icon and you're like, but you go in and it's just like bang, like it hits you like this amazing, amazing looking channel. And these are history videos. Like, I don't know how long it would take to make these. Maybe History can give us, more insight into that since it's his niche. I imagine these videos take a long time to make, and that's why you only see one, every 3, 4, 5, 6 months, because it's so crazy the amount of animation and time that would go into it, as well as they're really humorous and there's really thought-provoking things in them. But if we just take kind of a look at the thumbnails, you can see they've branded it a specific way. They've stuck with it. I mean, even their first video 4 years ago, so they have 24 videos in 4 years and 4.6 million subscribers. If only we could all have that kind of success. I think that would be, I think that would be very, that would be awesome. But you look, Oversimplified, they started with, now here's another thing too, guys. You see, like, the titles are simple, but they convey exactly, like, the region and the zone. You look at the screen and you can see the maps that they use. And this is something that's really good in history videos as well, is the maps and stuff that you get kind of that insight into the zone and the region, right? But look at the first bunch of videos. They're all really short, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 5 minutes. And then once they started having a little bit more success, then they started expanding with a little bit longer videos, right? And then they kind of went to 13, 15, 13, 15, 14, 10, 16, 17. And you notice over time, they've increased it more and more and more. So now they're consistently up to 20, 30 minutes. But they were very smart at the start. And this is something that History explained it really well as well. He made the first handful of videos really short, and then he asked his audience, what do you want? Do you want me to keep doing 6, 7, 8 minute videos, or do you want 12, 13, 15 minute videos? Now, history is such an interesting niche, and I imagine, like, History, give us some insight into this, my friend, but, like, I'm assuming your retention and watch time is really good. I'm assuming your retention stays really, really high. Because you are because people are searching specifically for what you offer. It's not just an accident coming across when people are looking for history videos. And history is such a fascinating topic that I imagine your retention is really, really good. Let's just switch back here, guys. So I'd love some insight into that, because I think Oversimplified is a really interesting looking channel as well. And it's pretty crazy that they have 4.6 million subscribers on 24 videos. Lewis is saying he likes all styles. And that's just it. Check out MBL's channel. He's a really cool guy, longtime supporter of the channel as well. And he does a lot of language videos and whatnot, and really interesting stuff as well. We all have our thing that we offer and that we do, right? And so this is why your titles and your thumbnails are so important, because really, if you use these little tips and tactics, if I can talk, these tips and tactics, if you utilize these and implement them in making your content, you're going to start to see more and more consistent growth. Suzanne, welcome. I'm really glad you're here filming with me. Good morning to you. Good afternoon for me, and probably good night for others. But really glad you're here. It's amazing to see all you guys here. Really glad to have a nice crowd today. And it's really encouraging for me to see the stream consistently kind of growing. The first couple didn't have a ton of people in, but they did, it was decent. But week by week, we're seeing those little incremental moments of growth, and so that's a really nice thing. I'm grateful for that. Let's see. 𝗕𝗦𝗕𝗦𝗕𝗦, welcome, my friend. Really glad to have you here too. Thanks for the clap. Appreciate that. You guys are having just a great chat. That's nice to see. Lazy Pixel, welcome, my friend. Super glad you can come in even just for a couple minutes to say hi. That's really nice. Appreciate that. Pixel's a longtime supporter too. Thanks so much, my friend. Really appreciate it. So history, thank you for answering my question, my friend. His average retention is 45 to 55%. So that's actually a very good retention. And that's something, like, if you're getting that kind of retention, you should be encouraged. People are fickle and attention spans these days, we've talked about this on this channel before, but attention spans can be really short, like 5-10 seconds. So that's why your title and your thumbnail, once you get that person to click and come in, you then need to really deliver on the content. And if you're not delivering it in the first 5 or 10 seconds, you're going to find that you're not going to have a very good retention. Now, my channel average is pretty decent as well. Some videos do better than others. I will tell you, my long format content with the podcast style wasn't great. It was probably between 20 to 30% retention because the videos were too long. And that's fine on a live stream where people are coming and we're hanging out, talking live one-on-one. But on a regular video, people don't want to come in and listen to me just sit here and talk like this for 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes. People don't have time for that. So that's why I'm getting back to my short form content. And the live stream is going to be that opportunity to do this. Let's see what other questions you guys have. No, Alexia, Lewis lives in Scotland. Suzanne is saying, you have such a soothing teaching style. It makes it easy to learn from you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thanks for that feedback. I've heard a few people tell me before I have a very calming, soothing voice, and I really appreciate that. I'm also can do a few funny impressions, although I won't do that today. Yeah, it's really good to just have time to talk about these things, because these topics week by week are what are really going to help us individually grow. Now, when I'm sharing topics about certain things, a lot of times I'm speaking to you guys, but I'm also speaking to myself, because I need to really pay attention to these things. These are important things. Macy, yeah, great to see you, my friend. He's saying, hi, Lewis, hope you're well. Suzanne says, I may have to get you to show me how to toggle back and forth in the stream between you and the screen. Oh, absolutely. I can. Suzanne, what are you using for your live streaming software? Because I'm using OBS. OBS is amazing. It's free. And it does a great job for what I need. I built, so you see on the screen how I have kind of the overlay. You'll see like the subscribe and the make your mark and my name and logo and stuff. I did all that myself, just putting stuff into OBS and creating a frame that I wanted. And then I set up a separate scene that then displays my browser. So I actually, for the live streams, I actually have a dual monitor setup. So, and the reason you want to do it that way is because you have your kind of your behind the scenes control center stuff on one, and then you have on the other screen what people actually see. So that when you transition back and forth, people don't see you clicking and changing things on screen. It just is a smooth transition. So I can definitely help you out with that if you're not familiar with it. Suzanne saying, "Come on, we want some impressions." No, not today. If you're using OBS, let me know in the chat, and I can explain it to you. If it's another type of software, it would be a very similar type of thing depending on what software you're using. You'd be able to set up multiple scenes. But I highly recommend having a dual monitor setup. You can do it on a single monitor, but it is quite challenging, and there's some workarounds you have to do to get it to work. And I just was like, I had a second monitor in the closet I wasn't using. And I'm like, why am I not using this? So that's what I did. I set it up, and I got an extra cable that goes from my so I have a cable that basically attached to the display ports in the back of my computer, and very simple, very easy to do, and I'm happy to help with that. Let's see. Suzanne is saying, interestingly, our kids videos. So Suzanne also has, as well as her YouTube help channel, she also has a kids channel that does really well. She gets a lot of views on it. And she said, our kids videos get 1.5 to 2 minutes consistently, no matter the video length. But the tutorial videos get around 3 to 4 minutes. Definitely kids have shorter spans. Yep. And I'm sure you're going to see that on, any large channel. Like, for kids channels, like my son loves Blippi, right? And to be honest, I like watching Blippi because he's so darn entertaining and his videos are so incredibly well done. But he probably has the same. He probably gets like 40 or 50% retention, even though he's got a redonkulous amount of subscribers and views. Like I think he's into the billions of views. But like he's got, but it's kids, right? Like short attention span. They're like, oh, colorful, let me see. And then, a minute later, okay, I'm done. And they're like, give me a new video. And it's like, but this one's not done yet. You guys are hilarious. Lauren is saying I should do a video on how I do that with OBS. Yeah, it's funny, Lauren. I actually have, so this last week I created 6 new videos, amazing topics, amazing titles. I really put a lot into editing each one. They're all ready to go over the next kind of 6 weeks. And as I go here week by week now, I'm going to make one video that will come out, in like 5 or 6 weeks. And it's going to really be in depth, and it's going to be with great editing, lots of sound effects, lots of highlights to show people things that matter, that are important. Because one thing I've learned is that people are like, really like the visual aspect, especially in my videos. I've gotten a lot of comments from people who like that visual aspect. If you're just seeing me sitting here talking in a regular video and nothing's happening, it's really boring. And I've come to the realization with the poor retention and the downward trend of views that people aren't into that. I've also had, probably in the last couple months, I probably had 10 people tell me, Tim, we really preferred your older style of content. I really preferred your older format. I really liked when you had that high energy. I really liked when you moved around left, right, and center. They liked my old style. And I was like, you know what? It's enough for me to have comments from multiple people and to see people's responses and reactions, and then look at my downward trend of views and comments and everything, it's enough for me to go, yeah, you know what, I need to really figure something out here. So that's why I really have been honing in on making really good stuff. And that's a great idea. I actually wrote out a list of about 50 videos the other day with awesome titles and ideas, and an OBS tutorial and would be a great one. And that's something that's on my list, and it's going to be really probably only like a 5-minute video, but it's going to be snappy and like fun and like really go to show people exactly what to do and how to set things up. Because again, like, I don't think people want to come in and see a 20-minute video of me just talking about it while you're watching on the screen. And just scrolling and stuff. It's not exciting. It's fine in the live stream because that's how it's live. We have to do it, right? But for a regular video, people want to see, like, you know, point A, B, C, D, E, done, 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 done. Like, let's get her. So thanks, Lewis. Lewis is saying, keep them coming, Tim. Appreciate that so much. My pleasure, Suzanne, anytime. And if you guys have questions, drop them in the live chat. If I don't get to your question, I apologize. Sometimes the chat's going so fast I can't keep up. I can't see everything. But yeah, like, come back in after and drop a comment in, and let me know. Leave a question, and I will think about it for the next live stream, or I'll get back to you on it. Right? NBL saying to Tyler, if you teach me Golding, are you the guy who quit after having reached 20,000 subs? And that was definitely Tyler. You know, it's in the past. And Tyler's working hard on his channel and his content now, and he's got such a good channel, and his videos are so well done, and he's just constantly improving his craft and getting better and better. So it's awesome. Macy saying, I struggle with YouTube thumbnails. I hate how they have to be 2 megabytes or under. And one of the things with that, Macy, is I don't know what size resolution you make them in, but I always go with the standard YouTube of 1280 by 720, and you get really crisp, beautiful looking thumbnails with that. I've never had an issue with a photo being too large when I've stuck to that. I have had it a few times when I've done, like, say, I tried to do like a high res one, like 1920 by 1080. I know there are some content creators who do 1920 by 1080, but I think that the 1280 by 720, I think it works perfectly. So your thumbnails, like, depending on your style, depending on your niche, look at some of the other big guys in your field. And this is something that you guys should all be doing, is going to the other big content creators in your field and look at what do they do for their thumbnails. How do they convey what they're trying to do? Study them, really study them, and really dive into what they're all about, because if you study them, you know, you're going to get ideas of things you can do, and don't just copy it exactly, but like make it into your own style, make it into your own thing, and then implement it and test it. Sometimes it takes a little while, a couple of months to test and see what happens, but you know, you might see amazing results. Now, I'd like to get to a live channel review here, because I promised you guys a couple today. So why don't we head over to Frank's channel here, because I promised Frank last week that we would do that. We're going to switch over to the browser here, guys, and we are going to look up learning and technology. Oh, and look at that, Frank pops up. That's awesome. That means people are looking for you, Frank. And right here near the top. Now, Frank is doing great. He's at almost 4,000 subscribers, so congratulations to you, Frank. And so we are just going to, I just have that muted so it doesn't make any sound with the headset here. But so we're taking a look at Frank's channel here, guys. And if you have comments, anything you want to kind of drop into the chat as well, or let Frank know what you think as well, absolutely go for that. You'll notice here as well that I use vidIQ on Chrome. I do have TubeBuddy as well on Firefox, but I find TubeBuddy is very, very glitchy, and I much prefer vidIQ overall. So Frank, the first thing we notice when we get to your channel is just this nice, really nice aesthetic channel art. I really love the way that you're there's a nice big picture of you, so people immediately identify you with your channel, and I think that's great. I love that you have this kind of little logo over here. And guys, I forgot to add my colored icon on this pointer this week, so I apologize if it's a little harder to see where I'm circling, but I love this little icon here. It's eye-catching, learning and technology with Frank. Frank, maybe drop in a comment in the chat and explain what the acorn means. Is it, is it growth? Is it planting? Is it, learning as you grow? Like, is there a hidden meaning? It's really interesting. And of course, the background looks really nice. I like that a lot. It's kind of got that techie vibe and feel. And then Frank's just got nice, kind of crisp, clear lettering, learning and technology with Frank. He's telling you exactly what his channel is about, using technology to learn and teach. And that's pretty darn good. Like, that's a really good channel art. It's really well done. You can tell, Frank, that you've done your research on that. I don't know if that was your first ever channel art and you developed new ones as you went. I've changed mine several times, and I actually just changed it again the other day because I wanted to really start to convey to people what my channel is about and what I'm doing, versus it was too busy before with too much stuff going on, so I've simplified it. And I think that's what you've done here, Frank. You have a really nice aesthetic looking channel art. It looks beautiful. Frank is saying that the logo was from Fiverr. My wife was a big part of it. And that's awesome, and that's a great resource to use. Fiverr is a great place to go to get people to do logos, intros. I'm pretty sure Tyler has used Fiverr for certain aspects on his channel, and it's pretty cool. And okay, so Frank is saying the acorn is a symbol of learning, so that's really cool. I like that, and it's subtle, and it's neat, and it's unique. Like, you don't really see that on too many people's channel arts, so we're going to actually come back to the thumbnails in a minute. First thing we're going to do, Frank, is head to the About page. And I like to see this. This is one thing I really like to see, is when people have a much bigger description and telling you what their channel is about, It's a space that is, often underutilized by a lot of people, but definitely something that is smart to fill out. So you can see Frank's description. He's telling you what technology can do. And he's telling you information about history and whatnot. He's telling you what his channel is for. It's for lifelong learners and those that teach. He's telling you all about the tools that can be overwhelming, and this channel, how it provides tips and information to help you. And so really good job on your About there as well, Frank. I'm glad to see you have an email address that people can get to as well. And Frank has his website listed as well. That's really good as well. And so great job on that, Frank. Also, again, you have the total views on the channel. Frank's closing in on 500,000 views. That's amazing. Congrats, Frank. So we'll just take a look at channels. That's fine. This is an area we talked about last week a little bit too, Frank, if you remember, where where basically your channel up along the top here, you can have a tab set up that is like featured channels or your favorite YouTubers or other people that you like. And this is a great spot to use in conjunction with teaming up with another YouTuber, where you guys link to each other's channels from each other. And, because people, believe it or not, a lot of people do come into the About page. They come into the channels. They come into your different tabs, and they look to see what's there. And if there's nothing there, it's a missed opportunity. So for you, Frank, I would suggest setting up, like, even if it's 2 or 3 or 4 of your absolute favorite YouTubers, just add a featured section and put your favorite few YouTubers in here, or maybe a couple of other small YouTubers you really like that you want to team up with. It's a really good way to have that reciprocation back and forth, and people can then find you through other people doing that. Frank's community tab. Oh, that's so nice, Frank. I was not expecting that at all. Frank Frank shared my my live stream today. So thank you, Frank. That was very kind, my friend. Super nice. I had no idea that was going to come up. And again, we talked a little bit about the community tab in recent weeks. The community tab is something that is great to use for polling people and asking questions and finding out. So like you see, Frank set up a poll here. What type of computer are you using? And I use a Windows PC. Frank will answer that for you while I'm here. And it's really a good way to get people engaged, as well as draw data and information out that you can use for your titles, for your thumbnails, right? Like 60% are using Windows PC out of 35 votes. That's quite a lot of people. So maybe Frank gets the idea, hey, you know what? Now I have an idea for a video I want to make. This is the title I'm going to use, and this is the idea, this is the format, and I have an idea for an awesome thumbnail, right? And so that's a great way to pull your audience and find out what they want as well. So great job on that, Frank. With the community tab as well, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to post on it multiple times a day, because then your subscribers will start to get annoyed with seeing them and they'll start ignoring it. It's really one of those things to kind of use and stay on top of it. Maybe once a week, once every couple weeks, a poll, a question. Or if you're a bigger channel, maybe once every few days, 4 days, but not like all the time. Don't use it like 5 times a day, because you'll just find people will stop answering your questions. And in terms of playlists, let's see what Frank's got set up here. Yeah, Frank's got a lot of playlists set up. That's awesome to see, Frank. Great job on that. I love to see, everything broken down into different categories. So Frank's got study skills and Unix and virtualization and remote teaching and education technological tools, motivation, Microsoft Teams quick tips, Raspberry Pi. Like, that's very, very, very well done, Frank, and great job on that. And yeah, I think a lot of times, the more playlists you have and the easier it makes for people to navigate that content, the better it can be. On your video page here, Frank, yeah, let's take a look at your thumbnails, my friend. Now let's kind of go back to just a little while ago. We're even going to go back like up to maybe 6 months ago here, 7 months ago. So you can see Frank had some fairly kind of standard looking thumbnails, right? Like these are all fairly standard. You have like, you're conveying what the video is about, right? And you see like technology is a really interesting niche too, because some videos do really, really well, and then other videos just seem to do nothing. Like you have, 89 views, 169, 348, then 2.4 thousand, then less than 100, and 141, and then 5,500. And I've seen that as a consistent thing on tons of technological channels. The topics a lot of times can draw a lot of attention for certain things, especially like I find for Microsoft computer stuff, gadgets, iOS, iPhones, like videos can just do really well, but people get the tip, the idea, the thing they need, and then they're gone. They don't stick around. So the subscribers you do have are the people who really like your content, and that is a really good thing. You'll see Frank also had one here, Microsoft Teams on Apple, Mac, 24,000 views. So like that's really, really, really good. But I imagine for you, Frank, sometimes you're probably like, man, 14,000 views one video, 312 views the next. And it's like, it's probably a bit of a challenge with the technological niche. But if you check out Frank's content as he kept going, he stays super consistent. He kept on delivering on his style. And as we're growing on YouTube, as we keep looking and analyzing and learning from other content creators, and that's why I wanted us to look at Mr. Beast today. And for you, Frank, I'd suggest looking at content creators, other big content creators in your niche, and look at their thumbnails as well, and maybe how can I make something that looks similar to theirs without totally taking their style. But what I really like is you can see this progression here now where you kind of started doing a new thumbnail style and testing things out. And a lot of times that's what we have to do. We have to test out thumbnails for a while to see what kind of click-through am I getting, and what kind of retention, and is this working? And if it is, keep improving on that. If it's not, maybe it's time to try something else. So you see Frank kind of transition to other style here for a little while to see, to test other things. And so now your new thumbnail style, you've been consistent on that for a while. It fits your branding and your theme really well. And I think you're doing a really good job of your current thumbnails. I think your up and down views is not reflective of your thumbnails. I think it is it's the niche, it's the style. And it's the type of content you do. Some are going to be hits, some are going to be not. Technology is a difficult niche to be in, but you're doing an amazing job. I've seen some of your videos. The content is really, really good. Now on your homepage, Frank, I love that you also have a welcome to the channel video. That's something that a lot of people are missing in their content, and so great job on having that. I'm really proud of you for having that. Overall, I think your channel is in really good shape, Frank. You're at almost 4,000 subscribers. I know you're going to keep going and developing your content and your skills here, and it's great to see, my friend. So great job on your channel overall. And I'm really, really proud to see, your channel doing really well. And it's pretty cool. And I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on that as well. And yes, Alexia is asking, you need 1,000 subs to get the community tab. Yes, you do have to. Before that, you have the discussion tab, but as the discussion tab, it's basically kind of useless. It doesn't really do anything for you. Amica saying her about page, she hides her face in shame. It's okay, Amica. That's what we're all supportive of each other here, and that's what we're doing. We're all learning and growing together, right? So, definitely, learn from that today, Amica, and maybe tonight you go in and you'll say, you know what? I want to work on my about page tonight. And I know last week there were a couple of people who commented on things they went and immediately did. We talked about channel art last week with the live reviews too, and Jamie went in right away and she came up with a new channel art that she really liked, and I thought it looked great too. So that's what this is all about. This is all about us getting together, discussing, talking, and having these awesome discussions together. And what can we do? How can we improve? How can we learn? Now, is Sandy still around? Sandy, are you still in the live chat? Because I know you wanted a live stream review as well. But I haven't seen you in the chat here for a little bit. So if you're not here, that's totally cool. We'll leave it till next week. And Lewis is saying to Frank, great channel. Frag, it certainly is. Absolutely, my friend, it is. Just give me a second. That water is a brilliant idea of my wife's. The first couple streams I didn't have water and I was getting like so raspy and coughing. It was embarrassing. So I started bringing water in and now it helps. Frank is saying, let's see. Oh, and that's a good point too, History. Just before I get to your point, Frank, History saying 1,000 subs also gets you a custom URL. Yeah, when you get your custom URL, it's really neat to have that too, it's really a nice thing to share with others as well. Frank is saying, I know you don't have super chat, but I did get you something. Send me a postal address. I got you. Oh wow. Frank, that is amazing, my friend. Daryl Leaves just had a new book come out. It's funny, I actually watched a video a few days ago, 𝗕𝗏𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 TubeBuddy. He has his own channel. I've known of him for quite a long time, but through a conversation with Tyler the other day, I was like, you know what? I'm going to check out Rob's channel. And he just got Daryl Eve's new book. And Daryl is, as many of you know, Daryl is I guess you could say almost like the godfather of YouTube. Like, he's just such a wealth of knowledge. He works a lot with Mr. Beast. He's got, I think, 5 or 6 of his own channels with way into the millions of subscribers. Like, he's super successful at it. And his new book just came out, and that is super, super nice, Frank. I don't even know what to say, my friend. Thank you so much. That is amazing. And I will send you my postal address after. I'll go to your about, and I will use your email like we were just looking at. And That is beyond kind, my friend. Thank you so much. Sandy, you are here. Awesome. So we'll do one more live review here for Sandy. If you guys are interested in having a live channel review done yourselves, we are not going to do them every single week because I want it to be something more of kind of a fun event that people are drawn to. So I think it would be nice to do live channel reviews every third or fourth live stream. Because there's so much other stuff we can do in the in-between weeks. But if you do want a live channel review, please let me know. Send me an email. Drop into the live stream that day. You'll know if we're doing live channel reviews that day because you'll see it somewhere in the title. It will say live channel reviews. And in that case, feel free to ask. If you want to get in for the next one in a few weeks, then please, send me an email and let me know. So Sandy, we'll take a look at yours in a minute, my friend. Frank, I'm so blown away. Thank you, my friend. That is awesome. I will be so excited to read that. And my wife was just telling me you should read more. So I'll be so excited to read that. That will be amazing. Suzanne is asking, how close am I to getting my watch time? Have I reached it? No, I'm not there yet, Suzanne. I've been on the upward trend the last few months. Sorry, guys, my nose is itchy now today. It's always something with me. And I am doing really well. Long story short, about 6 months ago, I was actually down to 1.6 thousand watch hours. The height of what I had reached in my first year was about 2.3 or 2.4 thousand. But because I was away for a long time, I lost a lot of time after that. And so what happened was, about 6 months ago, I was down to 1.6 thousand, and the first few months back was quite slow. Even up to like 3 months ago, I was only at about 1.7 or 1.8, but now I am actually up to about 2.6 thousand. So 1.4 thousand left to go. And as I'm getting out this amazing content that I'm working on over the next coming months, and especially the live stream is making a big difference as well. It's really helping draw in more time, more viewers, more people. The live streams are amazing. I'm getting, usually the day of like 15 or 20 hours just for the live stream. And then over the span of the week, I'm getting up to 40, 50, 60, 70 hours on them. So the live stream is going amazing. It's making a big difference. So my prediction, mathematically, doing a little bit of simple math, is I think probably about 3 more months and I will be able to get this channel monetized, which I honestly can't wait for. It's been a long haul, but I'm really grateful to that. Alexia has added her name to the community poll, who wants live stream reviews. So that's awesome, Alexia. We have you on the list. That's great. I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to help you guys and hang out with all of you. This is, for me, really special. So let's take a quick peek here at Sandy. Sandy, we're gonna check out your channel here, my friend. Whoop, if I can spell right, not snatty, Sandy Patrol. And Sandy's right at the top here. Okay, so just before we go in, I really like your logo, Sandy. It's quite eye-catching. I haven't really seen too many with like kind of a black background with kind of a coppery looking logo. I like it. It's quite eye-catching. And I really like your thumbnail, your channel art. I love how it's kind of this contrast between the black and that kind of copper brown color that you've branded your channel with. It looks really sharp. I love the big letters, Sandy Patrol, and car gaming videos. The lettering you did there is really cool. It's like, it represents like going fast, speeding by, fast cars, and I really like that. I think it's very eye-catching. One thing I think you could do for your channel art is maybe either in the space over here on the left in the black or in the space over on the right, is you could add in maybe a small line or two of text that says when your new videos are. Maybe new video every Friday, or new videos on the weekend, or if you do live streaming, live stream every whatever at whatever time, right? And be consistent. Like, that's one thing all of us should be doing, is being consistent in our time that we post things. So there's nothing wrong with experimenting with trying out the different times, but when you find one you're happy with, try and stick with it. And just so you guys know, I actually dove into my analytics in the last few days. And what I've seen is my Wednesday day for posting is a really good day for me to post. I usually post at 8 a.m. Atlantic time. But what I'm finding is, even though there's quite a few of my viewers on, and your analytics will give you this information, at 12 o'clock noon is when one of my heaviest times of traffic on YouTube is on. So I'm actually going to be switching gears and dropping my videos in at 12 noon, because that's when most of my viewers, or a ton of my viewers, are online. So a lot more people will see my notification pop up, and ideally, hopefully, more people will come and watch. So that's just something I'd suggest, just from a personal standpoint, Sandy. But other than that, like, it looks really good. I like how clean and crisp it looks, and I think it looks really, really good that way. And so let's take a quick peek at your About page here. So you say what your name is. Welcome to the Sandy Patrol YouTube channel. This channel covers car gaming videos with commentary using my sim racing setup. I upload gameplay or racing videos on car games such as 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗓 Sport and 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗟. And that's really cool. That's great that you that you concisely tell people what it's about. And I like that you also have here, my sim racing setup, and you're telling people what you're using. You could definitely expand on this a little bit more. Maybe you could also post in here your consistent day for making your videos, maybe the direction you want to take your channel in, maybe add in a couple of other racing games that you're interested in, drop in, some other stuff that people might need to know, as well as you don't have an email address linked up here. You could drop in as well. If you're interested in doing collabs with me or gaming collabs, reach me at my email address below. And that way, boom, people can quickly reach out to you and send you a message or get in touch with you if they need to. So that's something I would do to improve your, your About section a little bit that way. But other than that, like, it's quite good. Obviously, you don't have the community tab, so the discussion tab is basically, it's kind of useless. Your channels, again, just as we talked about on Frank's channel and a couple last week, this is an opportunity to really put in your featured channels, whether it's close friends that you link up with, whether it's other YouTubers. You can approach someone and say, hey, if I like your channel, if I link up your profile on my featured channels, can you do the same for me? And as the channels grow, it's an opportunity for more people to discover you and find you. Now your playlist tab, again, like, you only have 33 videos, so that's a great start. I like that you've got your playlist broken down and everything sorted out here. It looks really good. You have 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗓 Sport, you have 𝗕𝗘𝗟𝗟𝗓, The Crew 2, Project Cars. Add these into your About description as well, my friend, and it's really cool. We'll see in a second how frequently you post, but again, like in your videos section, your posting is maybe not as consistent as it could be and should be to continue to get people in and subscribing to you, right? So if we take a look kind of at the older style of thumbnail, you can quickly see, like, what the video is about. Like, you see the title tells you the name of the game, road trip from Miami to New York, PS4. Like, that's really good. That's really nice. One thing that is a little bit difficult to see in your thumbnails, especially like these, we'll see in the newer ones, but your older ones, the lettering, the color doesn't blend well with some of the colors in the background, so it's kind of a bit hard to read, especially like Miami to New York. That's really tough to read. Now, one thing you can do, and I'm sorry guys, I apologize because we didn't even get into Canva today to look at how to create those really good thumbnails with lettering. I do have a video coming up on titles and thumbnails soon. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a video that's going to be a tutorial, a much, much better version of what I made like a year and a half ago on my Canva tutorial back then. It's going to be way shorter, and it's going to show you exactly how to make amazing lettering. Because if you had in this, Sandy, if you had like a black outline around those letters, it would have made them pop out so much better. Or a black outline with like a little bit of shadow behind, it would be way more visible. And but I do like that you kind of had a short description of what it was, where you're going, where you're leaving, and where you're going to. And certainly like the thumbnail itself looks really, really nice. Now you see kind of the progression of the thumbnails that you had. You were testing different things out, you know, trying different lettering, coloring, seeing kind of what's what, seeing kind of what happened. Now, I will say I like your new style of thumbnail a lot. I think it looks really good. I love that you've brought in the branded colors and elements into your thumbnails, and it does definitely make things pop out better. Again, a little bit, you know, maybe the font in a few of these is a little bit small, a little bit hard to read. But if you use something like an outline, or you use a colored lettering, like maybe you use like a red or something like that, or a yellow on the black would show up well. Try and contrast your colors to look really good. But overall, like, I think your thumbnails have had quite a dramatic improvement upon them. You guys can let Sandy know what you think in the comments in the live chat there. You know, I think they're pretty good. And obviously there's opportunities and areas to grow here as well. And then your homepage, Sandy, one thing you are missing that you definitely should add in here is you need to have video playing, like Frank has, like my channel has, where someone new coming in gets to your channel and there's a video playing for them, or someone who's a subscriber comes in and sees a different video playing as well. Now, you could do like just a background of you driving and talking and telling people what your channel is all about, or you could simply have a gameplay video. Your latest video you could drop in there as well if you want to, but definitely utilize some kind of landing video so that when people get there, they know you know, what your channel is all about. Splash videos really make a difference for people coming in who don't know you. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. It's that dry cough. It's that time. We're going to be wrapping things up here in a few minutes. Now, I didn't get to do the Canva tutorial I wanted to do with you guys today. The time has just flown by. I'm shocked how fast it's gone. So let me know in the comments after if you'd like me to do that next week or the week after, and you want to go in. Maybe we can do a second part to this because it is such a big topic. Maybe we can dive in next week, and that's the first thing we'll do next week is spend 20 or 30 minutes on Canva, and we're going to look at how to create some really good thumbnails and how you can make your letters really pop out and stand out. If you guys are interested in that, then please let me know. Frank is saying, knowing when your audience is online is useful. I'm a weekday channel for sure. Weekends are slow. I'm looking at Saturday content to release. Yeah, you've got to know your audience, and that's one of the things I find YouTube is doing even better and better, is they're constantly improving the analytics. And we are, guys, we are also going to have coming soon, I'm going to be putting together a couple of really good videos on analytics, video analytics, and a separate one for channel analytics to help you guys really figure out what is important and what matters. So sorry about that, guys. Hopefully my son just yelled, "Bless you." It was a cough, but thank you. Yeah, we're gonna really dive into that stuff, and I really want to to help all of you figure out those things as we go. So I'm just gonna wrap up with a few more comments here, but thank you guys all so much for coming today. It's been amazing having you all here. I'm really thankful that we've had an opportunity to hang out today. It's been awesome. Again, if you have things you want to see covered, if you have topics you want us to talk about, let me know. Shoot me an email. Anytime. You can go to my About page and find it. It's right there. You can drop comments in on the videos that are coming. And please, I know a number of you are sharing the links and sharing the videos. Please keep sharing those videos with people too, because it really, all that extra viewership coming in helps the channel continue to grow. And I'm really grateful for that. I apologize for the couple of coughs near the end there, guys. Your guys' comments are also amazing too, and you're also helpful with each other. So thanks for giving each other ideas. Lewis, thanks, my friend, saying great live stream. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. If there's things you want to see or things you think I can do to improve upon this or the format, then please let me know. Come back into each live stream and leave comments. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know, if you think that I can improve upon a certain aspect, or if you want to see more of something or less of something. Like, all of that really helps me start to drive this content in a direction that you guys want it to go. And even though we have an overarching theme, I've talked about the last 4 or 5 live streams, there's a topic and kind of a theme each week. A lot of the direction of how the videos go is also based on your guys' comments and questions and whatnot. So even though today was titles and thumbnails, we can talk about other things too as well. And Sandy, you're welcome, my friend. I think you're doing a great job on your channel. One thing I just say for you too is try your best to be more consistent. Get down, like, if you can, a weekly or even a bi-weekly schedule of posting your content so that people show up regularly to watch. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. It's embarrassing. Let me have more water here. Tyler is saying, awesome, Tim. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it so much. He's saying clickbait. Yep. And you know what? And we'll get into that too, because there's good clickbait as well. And MBL saying, Tim, as a suggestion, the little info the analytics has saying the time you upload hasn't been proven to determine the success of the video. And yeah, and that's a good point. Like, I've tried posting at several different times to see, does something work better than another? I can't say like I think I've ever found a massive difference. The only thing is, if you pay attention to when a lot of your viewers are online, maybe it gives you a little bit better chance to get more eyes on your video as it comes out with the notifications. But people would also have to have the notifications on to get that, right? So that's a great point, NBL, for sure. Yeah, so I hope you guys all have an amazing week coming. This week, just to update you, Wednesday's video is going to be a really good video. It's a video all about YouTube updates, specifically with shorts videos. I did a video to basically show what's going on with YouTube Shorts and why it's a great time to get into it now, because the competition is coming and it's getting way more saturated. The rollout to the US is happening. So I did a video on YouTube updates. Every week after, for months coming now, I'm going to have amazing content that's really going to get back to my older style. It's fun. Like, it's educational. It's fun. I have, those funny moments and bits and pieces in videos too. But, like, the guru character, who I know a number of people like, I got a lot of feedback that people would like to see that guru character not in a whole video, but just like appearing for clips and appearing for little funny relief moments. So the guru character is not going to be gone, but won't be in every single video, because people came to my channel originally because I give tips and advice, and I help them with growing their channel. And so just making satirical videos isn't really ultimately helping anybody. I know it makes people laugh, but like, it's not what people really want from me. So that will be like a once in a blue moon thing. Maybe like once every few months, one of those will pop up as a bonus video, but it won't replace my regular content. So this week is going to be a really awesome video. Please make sure you tune in. I'm going to release it at noon, 12 p.m. Atlantic time on Wednesday. And make sure that, you let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to know your feedback on it and everything. And Vern's Junk Closet. Hello, my friend. I'm so glad that you were able to come in. I'm sorry that the stream is ending. in just a couple of seconds here. But please, come back next week. We go live 1 p.m. Atlantic time every Sunday. We have awesome topics, awesome things we're doing and discussing, and we're going to keep on helping you guys and all of us get better at YouTube, get better at creating content, and really, like, an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, it feels like 5 minutes to me. I'm like, there's so much more I wanted to do today. I feel like this stream could be 3 hours long, but everybody has lives. So, so thank you everybody for coming. Really glad to see that you're all still here right to the end too. That means a lot to me as well. And you guys have a great week. Blessings to each of you. And I'm really I'm really grateful for you guys giving your time. So thank you so much. And I'll see all of you guys on Wednesday, and we'll see all of you, I hope, again next Sunday. Until then.